Hello and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome if this is your first time finding the channel. If you haven't yet, I encourage you to please hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any new videos that I have coming out. But for this video, we have another DCU update. And this might be a little bit of a longer video because there's a lot of stuff that I want to get into and go over here. There's not really a lot of news about the DCU, just a lot more speculation, rumors, that kind of thing. But we are going to talk about a few things off the top. And one of those things that we're going to talk about is Superman 2025 by James Gunn has officially been named a flop. And we have been saying this, I've been saying this, other people have been saying this for months. But James Gunn and Warner Brothers and these people keep finding these numbers and bringing up these numbers that don't make sense, and it doesn't tell the full story. So we're going to get into this. This is coming from Cosmic Book News, and it says Superman flops financially. $350 million budget, still no profit. Scoop confirmed. Goes on to say more financial details are coming to light regarding James Gunn's Superman, and things aren't looking great for a profit standpoint, confirming what my Comic-Con insider said back in July. While the studio originally claimed that the film had a $225 million production budget, it's since been reported via Variety that an additional $125 million was spent on marketing. That puts the total budget at $350 million. Right in line with what we were previously told by an insider. And that's what we've been saying all along, was $350 million. Which makes the math not in Superman's favor. So Forbes recently broke down the film's theatrical revenue and explained how the split with theater chains works. The site notes, given that films generally split their ticket sales 50-50 with theater owners, this means that Superman's theatrical net equates to nearly $308 million. And that's before even factoring in residuals, back-end points, and other post-release costs. Even going with the $308 million before taking the other expenses into account, Superman's net falls below the $350 million Warner Brothers spent on the production of the film and marketing. The break-even bar was too high, it says. As mentioned in our previous report, a $350 million budget means Superman would have needed to hit at least $875 million globally just to break even, based on the industry standard of a 2.5 times multiplier. With theatrical earnings falling short of that mark and questionable reception surrounding scenes like the now infamous squirrel moment, which I kind of like the squirrel moment, and the scrapped Lois argument, it's clear that Superman may already be one of the biggest financial risks in James Gunn's new DCU. Now, I believe Superman only made $615 million globally, so it was a $250 million shy of making what it needed to make. Worth a mention is that our insiders also said similar about Marvel's Fantastic Four, which bombed worse than Superman. Oh man, yes it did. So, not looking good for Superman. Coming out of the gate, it didn't make its money back, which is what we've been saying. But James Gunn's camp, has been adamant that, it made money, but it did not. It's not getting the viewership on HBO Max. I did a video on that. It's not doing well. Peacemaker's not doing well. Creature Commandos isn't doing well. Superman was a flop. I mean, the DCU is pretty much dead on arrival. I don't see it getting better. And to go along with this, we're going to look at this. This is also coming from Cosmic Book News, but this broke today, and it says Ellisons Warner Brothers bid advances, and Zaslav is out. So if you don't know, Ellisons own Paramount Skydance, and we're going to get into this article here. And it says, what I've been reporting for years continues to play out in real time. And this was all going around when Warner Brothers brought in David Zaslav, that he was is just being brought in to make it look nice to make a sale. So it says Deadline now says that Paramount Skydance David Ellison's bid to acquire Warner Brothers Discovery is shaping up behind the scenes, while current CEO David Zaslav may be left out entirely. Good. He needs to be. According to the latest update, Ellison is preparing to make his move on Warner Brothers, and with the recent contract renewals of Warner Brothers Motion Picture Group heads Mike DeLuca and Pam Abdy, the studio's leadership is being locked into place. I'm glad Mike DeLuca and Pam Abdy got contract renewals, because I feel like those two are the only two with any sense at Warner Brothers. In short, Ellison is finalizing the team he wants, and it doesn't look like it includes Zaslav. Zaslav's exit seems likely as Ellison's eyes clean slate. Oh, clean slate. I like the sound of that. Sources tell Deadline that Ellison and his father, Oracle co-founder Larry Ellison, aren't interested in keeping Zaslav on board. There's reportedly no significant role for Zaslav in the post-sale version of the studio, though he could be offered a soft landing in the form of a board seat or a vague strategic advisor title. Insiders for the site say it's unlikely Zaslav would want to stick around anyway. The Ellisons want a clean slate with no baggage, and that includes the $30 billion in debt Warner Brothers Discovery is carrying. This lines up with what we've said all along. Zaslav's goal has been to sell. From the beginning, he planned to split Warner Brothers Discovery into separate entities, offload the studio side, and hold on the Discovery Global. And now that Netflix may be cooling on a bid, according to Deadline, Ellison sees an opening to move in before his studio bidding war pushes up the price. DeLuca and Abdy are key assets in the deal. Ellison's strategy appears to revolve around requiring not just Warner Brothers IP, but also top-tier talent. With DeLuca and Abdy re-upped after overseeing a $4 billion global box office run this year, they're seen as major assets. Deadline likens them to discovering a Warhol in the house you're about to buy, a bonus to Ellison's likely view as critical to their long-term studio plans. In fact, DeLuca and Abdy are scheduled to appear at a Bloomberg conference Thursday right after David Ellison. Expect Hollywood's version of a sidebar. Netflix may be out, but timing is everything, it says. Analysts like Rich Greenfield of Lightshed Partners are now expressing doubts that Netflix wants to deal with Warner Brothers Discovery's mess. Greenfield doesn't see Netflix spending $75 to $100 billion to buy a company with legacy cable networks, licensing entanglements, and debt. Netflix is still licensing content from studios and is investing heavily in original IP. The company might wait until after the split in April to pursue pieces like HBO or DC, but that could cost more later if a bidding war breaks out. The Ellisons could secure everything cheaper now by buying the whole thing, including the cable networks, and sorting it out later. The Ellisons' political connections may give them an edge. Larry Ellison, recently the world's wealthiest person, is a known ally of Donald Trump, so that means any regulatory restrictions may be eased. Paramount has also acquired Bari Weiss's new publication, The Free Press, and named Weiss the new editor-in-chief of CBS. She's known for her criticisms of the woke left. Recently, Paramount Global agreed to pay $16 million to Trump in a settlement over an edited 60 Minutes interview. So it looks like all the signs are pointing that the Ellisons and Paramount Skydance are indeed going to buy Warner Brothers, and they want a clean slate. And I don't think that just means Zaslav out. I think that means James Gunn's out. I think that means the DCU's out, and I think they will go in a whole different direction. I don't know if that will be restoring the Snyderverse, or if it'll be a complete new direction. I think either one of those routes would be good. When they first did the DCU and they brought James Gunn in, I always said what I think they should have done was do a complete reboot, which was scratch everything that they've done and do a complete reboot, which they could have done with the Batman and kept Robert Pattinson and build a connecting universe with him as Batman. Or they could have gone back and kept the characters they had and done a completely soft reboot and just told a new story, but kept Henry Cavill, kept Ben Affleck, keep all your talent and just tell a new story. But they decided not to do either of those things. They decided to keep some and change some and not really make a new universe. So they did the worst possible scenario they could have done, but I don't think they really even cared because they knew they were going to sell anyway. Now, with that out of the way, we're going to get into some rumors here. Now, we've got some rumors about Batman castings, lanterns. If you saw my thumbnail, you're going to see the lanterns, Nightwing. So let's just go ahead. We're going to hop right into it with, first off, some of these castings. So, this is coming from Screen Rant. I saw this the other day. But it says, former MCU star wants to join James Gunn's DCU as Batman. Of course, everybody wants to join as Batman. A Marvel Cinematic Universe villain actor wants to play Batman in The Brave and the Bold in the DC Universe, while the DCU's Chapter 1 Gods and Monsters has introduced its new Superman through David Cornsweet. There are several more Justice League heroes being reimagined in James Gunn's superhero franchise. While the Batman universe will continue through the Elseworlds umbrella, there will be a new Bruce Wayne for DC Studios' main continuity, as a reboot is currently being worked on for him. As many are wondering who will be cast as the next Caped Crusader, several actors have made it clear that they want a chance at the gig. In a new interview with Collider, Ben Barnes opened up about his own superhero passion, with Batman being one of his favorite characters growing up. During the interview, the actor revealed that he would love to portray the Dark Knight, as he stated the following. I was actually watching my parents just visited me, and they bought some like little kid videos, and we were watching some old family videos, and then every single one I was dressed like Batman or Robin Hood. I think there may have been a Spider-Man one, but it was mainly Batman. So obviously I was from age 4 and up. I obviously requested that, hey, I accept, just call me, I've got Bruce Wayne ready to go. Barnes portrayed Billy Russo, aka Jigsaw, in the MCU TV show The Punisher, starring John Bernthal as Frank Castle on Netflix. In the second season of the Marvel drama, Frank ends up killing Jigsaw, ending the actor's time in the franchise. So, I don't see Ben Barnes as Batman. Doesn't really stick out to me. Again, we'll have to see, but I just don't see Ben Barnes playing the character. On the same topic of that, Aaron Taylor Johnson, who played Quicksilver and in Avengers, and Kraven the Hunter, James Gunn started following him on Twitter, or X as it is now known. So the rumor mill started going that James Gunn is looking at him as Batman. Now, if you're going to say between Ben Barnes or Aaron Taylor Johnson, my choice would be Aaron Taylor Johnson to portray Bruce Wayne as Batman over the two. I don't see Ben Barnes as Batman, and I think Aaron Taylor Johnson would do a much better job with the character. But I don't think he'd do better than Robert Pattinson, and you already have Robert Pattinson in the role. I don't know why you don't just use that. We know the DCU is going to go away when they buy them. So the Brave and the Bold isn't going to get made. It's smoke and mirrors right now just to stir up interest. But Aaron Taylor Johnson out of those three would be my choice. And then we have a Nightwing rumor. DCU actor fuels DCU Nightwing rumors with new post. A DCEU star has teased a role in James Gunn's new DC universe with a Nightwing post. Dick Grayson is one of the most exciting characters in DC Comics, The character has barely been explored in live action aside from the controversial Titan series, though Brenton Thwaites did a great job as the Robin and Nightwing version of the character, with the Bat family confirmed to appear in the DCU's Batman reboot film The Brave and the Bold. Not going to happen. Dick Grayson likely has a future in the DCU, and an actor from the old DCEU could be tied to it. On Twitter, Shazam's Billy Batson actor Asher Angel teased a possible DC Universe role by posting a Nightwing gif. The actor is one of the most popular fan casts to play Dick Grayson in the DCU, which makes his Nightwing tease all the more exciting. I can see him as Nightwing. I wouldn't hate it. But I don't think the DCU is ever going to get there. Now, if you give a new universe, maybe. But we'll just have to see where that goes. So, that all done out of the way, let's get to what I really wanted to talk about. And that was these Lantern rumors. Now, we haven't really got anything about Lanterns. And this is all just speculation. This is rumor. None of this has been confirmed. But some of the rumors that I have seen come out about Lanterns. Now, we haven't got anything for this. I don't know if we'll actually even see this get released, especially if the Paramount and Skydance hurry up and get their bid in and buy this. I don't think Lanterns will be released. I don't think Supergirl will be released. I think they'll be scrapped for tax purposes. And everything will be scrapped. So, basically, what I've seen for rumors is the whole story of this is that Alan Scott, the original Green Lantern, is murdered, which the Green Lantern Corps sends Hal Jordan and his new recruit, John Stewart, to investigate the murder of Alan Scott. So far, I like it. The next rumor I've seen is that Guy Gardner is demoted from the Lanterns, kicked out of the Green Lantern Corps, because he didn't defend Alan Scott. Again, I like it. I did not like his character in Superman. I don't want to see him as a Lantern. Now, this was where it kind of got interesting. There's a theory or a rumor that Hal Jordan might actually be the big villain of this first chapter of the DCU and become Parallax in Lanterns, and that he'll do some questionable things throughout the show. And one of the questionable things that he may do is he might kill Guy Gardner for not protecting Alan Scott, which I would love to see that. Like I said, I hated Guy in Superman. I thought he was one of the worst characters in the movie. I definitely didn't like him in the 22 minutes of Peacemaker that I watched. So I would love to see Hal just show up and just obliterate him with the ring, Dr. Manhattan style. I think that would be great. However, I don't really want to see Hal become Parallax, because Hal is my favorite Green Lantern. I would like to see him more involved with the show and with John. But with the rumors that have came out, it definitely has a darker tone, which is good, and I think it'll bring in the audience. Supergirl is supposed to have a darker tone. Clayface is supposed to have a darker tone. I think those projects will succeed and be profitable if they actually get released. I don't know if they will get released. We'll just have to see how everything plays out. But it is rumored that the villain for this big phase will show up in Lanterns, will be a cameo in Supergirl, be nodded to in Clayface, and then show up full force in Man of Tomorrow. But if you're going to have Lantern, Supergirl, and Clayface, all dark movies, or all darker tones, and then you have Man of Tomorrow directed by James Gunn when none of these other projects are directed by James Gunn, it's not going to end well, because he's just going to make another ensemble movie, and it's going to be goofy, and it's going to be dumb just like Superman was. And also, news just broke right before I posted this video that Warner Brothers actually gave a spot for Minecraft 2 and it releases 2 weeks after Man of Tomorrow is in theaters. So if that doesn't tell you that Warner Brothers doesn't even have hope in James Gunn either, because they're only giving him 2 weeks with Man of Tomorrow in theaters. So they already know how Superman flopped. They're not even giving him a chance with Man of Tomorrow. So it'll be interesting to see where these things go, how they play out. Let me know in the comments what you think is going to happen, what you think of these fan casts, what you think of the rumors about Lanterns. I'm excited for the rumors about Lanterns, but like I said, I don't even know if the show's even going to get released. So we'll just have to wait and see. But let me know. Again, if you haven't yet, please like, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any new videos that I have coming out. Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate the support. And with that being said, I hope everybody has a great rest of the week. God bless everybody. Thank you for watching, and we will see you on the next video.